Welcome to your post-race press conference, 450 class, Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, the Twisted Tea, Southwick National. I'm Jason Wygant from NBC Sports. We'll be joined by four 450 riders today. First up, we have Ken Roxon of Honda HRC on the podium today overall. Also on the podium of the Troy Lee Designs Red Bull Gas team is Justin Barsha. They will join us first. Looking for Eli Tomac and Dylan Ferrandis a little later in our press conference. I'll get started with the first question. We'll open it up to the media. I'll go to Justin Barsha. What are the vibes like at Southwick? Was that part of the effort to get on the podium today, or was this just due regardless of the track, or was it a little extra boost at Southwick, a track that you really like?
Yeah, for sure. We talked this morning, Leach, and I was like, obviously I get a really good vibe on Southwick. But, honestly, I expected this to happen last week, and it just wasn't meant to be. We weren't ready for that, I guess. But, yeah, I definitely enjoy the fans there. They cheered me on hard, but we had a whole new settings this week, and the bike worked really good, and I felt really good, and it all worked good together. Yeah, so I was happy. But, yeah, the track, I love this track and love the fans, so that doesn't hurt anything.
Steve Mathis, I believe you have a question. You're in the press conference. Go ahead if you got one.
Yeah, Steve Mathis, Motocross Action. Question for Bam. Hey, good job today. I want to talk about Will Hahn, though. He's new to the team, and from what I understand, he's someone that you've been pushing to get, or maybe not Wilbur himself, but just a guy like him. Talk about what he's been doing for you, how it's been going, and everything else.
Yeah, it's been really good so far. And, yeah, thank you for the compliment on the race today. It was good. But, yeah, Will's awesome. We were teammates back in the day. Always enjoyed being around him. I knew he was, probably didn't really want to move to Florida. And, he's got a family in California and stuff. So I saw that opportunity. I know TK always wanted him. So I was like, I knew, I went after Will first. I was like, you got to do it, trying and kind of, it was definitely a work in progress, but yeah, I'm stoked it happened. He's, anyone who knows Will knows he's a great guy. And it's been really positive so far. 2 weekends on, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's nice to have a guy who's experienced the ups and downs of the sport and can, be there for us.
Our next three questions will go to Darkside, Revista Moto, and Trent. So Darkside, you're up next.
And Darkside, Pulpum X. Justin Barsha, back to you for a moment. You're still relatively a new team on TLD Gas, so I know you're still figuring things out with the bike. Improved this weekend. What have you been learning over the last few weeks, and what do you need to make better?
Yeah, it's definitely a learning process. I love the bike. I enjoy it. But it's a lot different than what I've, been used to the last few years. Yeah, it's really good to have the big umbrella of, KTM Husky Gas, and all the guys in Europe as well racing. And I built my own setting, and I was happy with it in the beginning of the season. And then we got on the, more East Coast tracks and searched and couldn't really figure it out. And, we were working really hard, and, then, we looked at, some stuff and made the decision what we needed to do this week. And obviously it was the right decision. And yeah, it's like anything, a new job or a new whatever. And yeah, it's a learning process, but still really happy with the team, and, love all the guys over there, and enjoying the process.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Revista Moto, go ahead.
Hey, thank you, Leach. Hey, Kenny, this is a question for you. After Supercross, people or members of the media had some questions about your focus, maybe, and your your focus. Do you think the point gaps, the motocross, the gap in the points right now is too much, or is there still a chance for you to come out on top of this championship?
I honestly don't even know what the championship gap is right now. Of course, I need to just simply find myself in front of Dylan a lot more often. But we still have half of the season, or I think just a race over half left, and that's plenty of points for grabs. So, of course, we have to stay mistake free, but he has as well, and there's other riders in the mix as well. So, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing, and yeah, go from there. I can't really complain about it right now. I feel like Supercross and Motocross combined, I've been one of the more consistent riders out there. But right now I simply, need to stick it out there and kind of start winning a little bit. And I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I honestly have just been enjoying the battles that everybody has had. So, we'll just continue doing what we're doing.
Thank you.
Trent, you're up next.
Yeah, thanks, Weege. Trent Moto Limited Show. I'll stick with Kenny. Kenny, great day today on the bike. That second moto, though, you were gone out in front, and then Eli sort of run you down there. Was that just simply the track was just getting brutal as that moto got on, or was Eli just sort of on another level?
Well, obviously, Eli was on another level compared to us. I was struggling with my bike all day today. I didn't gel with the bike nor with the track. You know what you're going to get coming to Southwick. I always expected it to be kind of slick, but then you go on the track and I feel like it's 10 times worse. So I made some changes for the second moto and just definitely wasn't loving it. But in general, I've been limited with testing. Just being down in Florida, I haven't really done anything, and we simply need to improve a little bit. Some tracks I can manage it and muscle my way through a little bit better, but I wasn't good enough. I actually struggled today, even though free practice or qualifying practice may have looked good, but I was always coming in and I'm like, dude, I need to figure something out. And then having said that, of course, coming away with a second place is, I was fine with it for today.
Yeah, awesome job. Thanks, Ken.
We'll go to Nick next.
Thanks, Weege. Nick Stillmoto Limited. Let's stay with Kenny. Kenny, last week, red barred, there was the penalty. We got to see what Ferrandis thought of it. What was your thoughts taking us through what happened, mate?
Honestly, I was talking to the AMA and I said that basically just the flags have to be positioned a lot better. I mean, what also threw, I think, all of us off a little bit, that all the flag guys had like full yellow t-shirt on, not even like neon or anything like that to stand out. So I know there were a yellow flag and then a red cross flag and anything. And I don't know, it was just kind of like a bad deal. And, what am I going to tell them? I didn't really have it straight into my eyesight and whatnot. And then there was a red cross actually on top of the jump, but on like the back side of the jump. So you can't, with a big takeoff like that, you can't see him until you're on the top of it as well. So I don't know. It was what it was. I didn't worry about it too much.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kenny. Cheers.
We'll go to Anthony Sensoda next.
Thanks, Weege. Anthony Sensoda here at MotoOnline.com. I'll stick with you, Kenny, again. You alluded to just wanting to figure some things out. Is there anything specific this week you're going to work on to get yourself where you want to be?
I just mainly want to get my bike better a little bit. Having said that, you can't really just take today as as what it is. It's just kind of a little bit of a one-off track when it comes to the soil. So I'm not stressing about it. Even the stuff that I race with, and it's similar, or actually same stuff as High Point and Red Butt. So I'm just gonna try and figure something out. But like I said, being in Florida makes it obviously a little bit more difficult. And the weather that we've had too, I actually had an option shock to try that never even showed up due to weather. So I've just been limited. But at the same time, I'm not afraid of sticking with what I have, and I can make it work.
Nice. Thanks, Ken.
Yep. Our next two questions will go to Mitch and then Alex. And it looks like Eli Tomac is logging in, so he'll be available for questions as well. So Mitch Kendra, will go to you next.
Hey, Mitch Kendrick from Racer X. My question's for Justin Barsha. I was going to ask if anything was different coming this week. You kind of mentioned bike changes. Is there anything specific you can point to, or just trying some different settings here and there? Can you get into detail with that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, we got fork, shock, and a link. So yeah, there was it was quite different. Yeah, just I don't know. I was obviously really struggling the last few weeks, and I think it's been a little. Everyone's been struggling a little bit. I think Coop was struggling a little, Marv maybe a little, and they seemed like they were a little better this weekend. And I'm not sure what they're on. I don't really keep up to date on that, but at least for me, like super stoked on the direction we went and everyone working together. And yeah, super happy with the changes. And it's super good.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Justin Barsha, a question from me. That second moto, you really need to make it up, I think, 2 positions at one point to get on the podium. Did you know that, or were you just racing for whatever position you could get and didn't know the math? Because it really looked like you dug deep and you really needed to actually to get on the podium.
Yeah, I was definitely super disappointed in the start. I got it was a decent start. Like honestly, I was near the top 5, so I was like, whatever, salvageable. I can do work from there. But I got absolutely annihilated by another rider, and was I would have did the same thing back in the day, but now I'm like, that was stupid. Like, I was so mad, but I ended up passing the dude and smoking him. So I was like, whatever. But I don't need to say names. But yeah, no, it was good. I went full beast mode. I got stuck behind Christian for quite a while. It was definitely, he was riding good, and I couldn't get around him. And then finally made the pass happen. And then I saw Marv and Coop in front of me, and just blood in the water. I wanted it bad. I never knew anything about the overall. I was just going as far as I could in the amount of time I had, and made some really good passes and was definitely gelling with the bike and the track. The second moto, I just wish I could have got a start and really shine, but it is what it is.
All right, thanks, Justin. Our next 3 questions will go to Alex, Tom Journet, and Darkside. And remember, we also have Eli Tomac joining us at the moment. So, Alex, you're up next.
Yeah, thanks, Weege. Alex Gilbert, MotoOnline.com. This one's for Justin Barsha. Tell us about, obviously good to see you back on the podium for today. We know the vibe with yourself and the TLD team has been such a positive one ever since you joined the team. Has there been any sort of ups and downs, any low points within the team, and just how important is it to get back on this podium for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that racing's super, super difficult, obviously, and there's a lot of competition right now. But Supercross was good. We were happy, learned, and it kind of, is what it is, Supercross. But then moving into outdoors, we want to be competitive, and the last few weeks definitely it's been hard, but everyone's put their head down and worked really hard together, and no complaints. I think the team. From my side, it seems like the team really believes in me and what I do, and they know I always give 100% and I work super hard, and so I think everyone's still really happy, and that I don't think that will change really. I think we have a really good atmosphere over there, especially bringing Will on. It's been extremely enjoyable, and I'm loving it, and I think hopefully I get to finish out my career there.
Yeah, awesome. Good to see. Congrats.
Thank you.
Tom Journet, we'll go to you for our next question.
Cool. Thanks, Weege. This question's for Eli. Eli, first of all, good job today on your second moto. That was really impressive. It seems to me like you've been trying to find this flow that you're starting to get into now this season. And it also seems like you're having fun. So just tell me how you've been feeling.
Yeah, Moto 2 is, the second moto has been great, I look back at the last 3 weeks. I'm just like, what's going on in Moto 1? And I haven't totally figured it out yet, other than maybe it's a little bit of start position. But for the past 2 weeks, but this week there was no excuse. I started almost in the same spot in Moto 2 and was able to come through people. So I don't know. I made a little bike change between 1 and 2 today, but it. I was talking to some people earlier. I'm like, I don't know if it really did all of that, so got to figure something out, maybe a little bit of start position, and at least I'm getting, one of those wins in there. But the way I've been riding the second moto, I'm like, dang, I want that overall, but Moto 1's not cutting it. So got to figure it out.
Thank you.
I believe we're going to Darkside next.
I'm going to stay with Eli, and on that similar topic, you've been hard to figure out, like you just said. If you go from not doing what we expect to being the Eli that we expect, and there's been a lot of discussion of you over the last season. You're changing teams, family, started a family, have another child coming. We all theorize, do any of these things have anything to do with what's going on? So I'm asking you, does the change in team affect you? Does the kids affect you? Does any of that affect your day-to-day and maybe your results this season?
If it does, I haven't nailed it down yet. And my routine at home is the same. I don't nothing's changed riding wise, training wise, and I've always done the same thing. So, but maybe that is something there. So, like I said, nothing's changed. I can still get all the work in. You know, family time is great. If anything, it makes me more motivated as a racer. So, yeah, just trying to figure out Moto 1, and it's like it seems like I'm always a little bit farther back on the start, and then I just get stuck behind guys a little bit longer than Moto 2. So, that's the only thing I can nail it down to right now. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure it's frustrating, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll ask a question there, Eli. Is it difficult to prevent yourself from trying to reinvent the wheel too much after those first motos? I'm sure you're searching and you're trying to figure out why, but obviously it's not that far off. So is it get tough to try to experiment too much to try to fix that problem? Because you're not that far off, obviously, based on the second motos.
Yeah, we weren't far off. I mean, it was just, you know, it was literally clickers between 1 and 2. So that was it. Like I was, you know, thinking about earlier, I'm just like, yeah, Moto 1, to me, it was a little more one line, or maybe it wasn't, but in my opinion, it was to get through guys, and the roost was sticking to my goggles worse and that sort of thing. So sometimes, I mean, that was what happened today, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Yep. Yeah, don't overthink it there. Our next questions will come from Anthony and Revista Moto, and I believe Dylan Ferrandis is checking in. So I'll go to Anthony Sensoda next, and we'll have Dylan Ferrandis here in a moment. Anthony, go ahead.
Awesome. Thanks, Weege. I'll kick it back to Barsha here. Anthony Sensoda, MotoOnline.com. Is there anything specific that Will brings to the table that you were looking to have? You mentioned you were kind of chasing him as soon as you knew he was available.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. What does Will bring? Will brings a great atmosphere. You know, I haven't had a trainer for like a little over a year now. I'm old enough, smart enough, know what I need to do, but it is really nice to have someone that you know you're going to gel with. The guy's been around a long time. He's, you know, raced, and we've raced together. We were teammates back in the day. So yeah, like I knew Will would bring a really good vibe to the team, and that's already what he's doing, which is great. And then like I knew he would be really good with the training stuff, and like we're learning together certain things still, and it's only been 2 weeks, but I just think like, you know, turning it around from last week to this week, it's already like this is going to be good. And yeah, I think it's just going to get better, you know, from here. And really looking forward to the off season with Will training and doing some stuff. But yeah, just the good vibes, and a guy that knows a lot. And I think he's maybe gets a little bit underrated, all the stuff he did at Star, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, so I think he'll do great stuff here.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Vista Moto, we'll go to you next, and we do have Dylan Ferrandis available if you folks have questions for our race winner. Go ahead.
Hey, Dylan, are you surprised at where you stand? And would a 450 championship be more of a thrill than the 250 championship on a Supercross bike?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I'm surprised. I never expect to be that good this season, but now kind of try to be to match the result every week and try to win. And yeah, just I mean, it works great right now. I'm the first surprise, but yeah, it's really good. I don't know. It's hard to compare to 50 and 450. The competition is much more in 450, and there is not many room for mistake. Right now, everything's going well. I just don't really think about championship or winning race or anything. I just take race by race and do the best I can, and I see at the end of the day. So it's working great right now, and I will keep doing that.
Thank you.
We'll go to Dark Side, then Nick and Trent. Dark Side, you're up next.
Justin Barsha, I want to go back to you. In Moto 2, when you passed Adam Cianciarulo, he was dragging anchor a little bit. I think he had some arm pump, but you still took him really wide. Talk about that pass.
You think that's the guy who smashed me in the first turn or no?
Oh, maybe. Okay.
But I think I was actually really, really nice, and my MO I get is more aggressive than that. So, yeah.
Okay.
I don't. That's not my issue. Is drag and anchor.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense then. Thanks.
Yeah.
You name names without naming names. Now we know.
Yes. Yeah. Like, hey, thanks, Weege. I don't know. Like, I gotta be like, why'd you run him up the track? One, there's always a reason.
Got it. Nick and then Trent. Nick, you're up next.
Thanks, Wedge. Nick Stillmotor Limited. Hey, let's go. Eli Tomac. Eli, let's talk about this. 57 points down championship. How do you feel about this? Obviously, the first 2 rounds you would have been feeling completely different. Do you feel like you're in with a shot with this points gap? Where do we go from here? Do we try and put 2 motos together, or are we just gonna keep going?
I'll feel like I'm in it if I'm within a moto's worth of points, or even if it was down to 30. 50 is a ways out. I mean, basically at that point you're just going for broke, right? Like going for everything. So that's not anywhere in the mindset. It's just like figure out Moto 1 and try to get overall first, you know?
Absolutely. Thanks, Eli.
Next, I'm going to go to Trent and then Mitch. Trent, go ahead.
Thanks, Weege. Trent Moto Limited Show. I'll go to Dylan. Dylan, that second moto there on the broadcast, Weege and GL were talking about the steam coming out of the bike, and the team alluded you to that. When you came in and you had sort of that frustration on your face, was that because you felt like you could go with Eli in that final moto and that was more the frustration, or just that you couldn't push all the way through?
I don't think I could match Eli's speed in Moto 2. He was really on fire and riding really well. But I feel like, I think I could have came back on Ken and tried to challenge him in the last lap. So yeah, for sure, I was frustrated about that. Also frustrated a little bit because I had a small crash. So yeah, without this small crash, maybe I could have passed Ken. I don't know. And yeah, for sure, the team asked me like 4 laps before the end to slow down and to just secure this P3. And I was not really listening. I wanted to go back to the front and try to pass Ken, but yeah, at the end, they were so pushing for me to slow down that I had no choice to listen and to do it. So for sure was safer, I think, for the bike, but we kind of don't know. Like, we don't really know the 450, what can we do with it, and we don't know how far we can go in that condition. So yeah, I was for sure frustrated because of me, because of not leaving everything out on the track. You know, the past few races, I gave everything I had, and this race I was just I had a pretty easy first moto, and the second moto I just couldn't push to the end. So yeah, it's happening. The good thing is I got the overall, so that's the most important.
That's it. And extended your points lead. Thanks, Dylan.
Mitch Kendrick, you're up next.
Hey, Mitch Kendrick from RacerX. Dylan, my question's for you as well. You kind of mentioned a little bit earlier when you got that first win that you're kind of, hard on the team. You're really thankful that they've been sticking through you with the long days and you're able to deliver the results. Obviously, you're doing this and winning. You want to win for you. Or are you kind of like able, are you happy they're able to back up these good results? It wasn't just one good race and then you're done. Do you feel like almost relief that you're backing up these good results and you're, again, if you're hard on the team, you're like, at least it's paying off. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm working really hard, but I'm not the only one. The team is working every day, on weekend, on day off. They never count the hours they do, and at some point I'm there because of them. They do the testing and everything. They do the bike, so I'm not the only one. And I know like the Supercross season, we're struggling so much trying to have this Yamaha bike 450 ready to win, and it was really hard. We have a lot of disappointment races and stuff, and we're struggling hard at some point to get the bike jared for the race, and to finally have the bike we work so much for. It's really good for everybody, and I think this team have worked so hard the last few years, but they didn't get the results they expect. So giving them the result today is really is awesome, and yeah, I'm proud to be part of this group of people that work really hard as me, and at the end everybody is happy, and everybody gets the reward.
Obviously, you probably want to win a Supercross race yourself or a Supercross championship yourself, but is it almost, not that you threw away Supercross, but do you feel like really good that you were able to really find a good spot so you can, be in a good situation for this championship and then maybe fight for Supercross next year?
Yeah, for sure. The goal is to win every championship when I go on the line. So like I said, this year we wasn't ready to win races in Supercross. We learned a lot. Me as a rookie and also the team as a rookie, and we all surprised, but at the same time we all worked so hard for this Motocross championship. So I think we deserve that, the position where we are now, and we can see like Redbird, we had the 3 bike in the top 5, the 3 Yamaha bike in the top 5. So it's not only me, it's the whole team that worked together and put the Yamaha bike on top. And yeah, for sure, as soon as the Motocross season will be over, the goal is to be ready for Supercross and to win in Supercross. That we all want that, and that's the main. I mean, that's as important as Motocross for sure.
Awesome! Congrats on the win. Thanks.
Hey, we had Justin Barsha and Ken Roxon on with us first, so we're going to let those guys go. And I think we got 3 more questions for Dylan and Eli. So thank you, Ken, and thank you, Justin, for coming on early. And we'll let you guys go. And we have Eli and Dylan here for just a minute. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate that. Anthony, Darkside, and Alex, you will be our last 3 tonight for Dylan and Eli. So Anthony, Sensoda, you're next.
Awesome. Thank you, Weege. Dylan, I'll go to you with this one. Anthony Sensoda here, MotoOnline.com. You may or may not answer this question. Did you guys come to any conclusion on what was happening with the bike there in that second moto?
Not really. No, I still don't know. I asked the team to tell me, because it's going to be really important to know for the future. But no, I think I really, like I said, Eli was really on fire this moto, and I tried to stay in front of him for the first part of the moto, and he was just pushing the bike too much and not being too smooth, and just using too much the clutch and revving the bike. So that's that the bike just get too much heat, and after that I don't know. We still don't know right now, but for sure we're gonna know in the next few days, and it's important for us to know for the future, to if it's happened again, to know how long can we go with a bike that small.
Thanks.
We'll go to Darkside and Alex to round it out. Go ahead, Dark.
Eli, I guess I'll go back to you, man. Next week, going to arguably one of the best tracks on the circuit. Just your thoughts on Millville, and if it's a bonus to go there for you.
I think so. I like that one. It's a good track. I mean, all these, like Southwick, Redbud, Millville, it's all like tracks I've been looking forward to, even Washougal, and we only got half of those last year. So, yeah. I'm excited to go back. Like it's just one of those tracks, like, it's just different. You got the sand on one half, and then, the normal clay on the other side. So, for the most part, I like it.
Cool. Good luck. Thank you.
All right, last one. We'll go to Alex Gilbert. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, thanks, Weege. Alex Gilbert, MotoOnline.com. We'll stick with Eli. When you leave these races, when you have that difficult result and then the second moto win, do you leave with a sense of satisfaction or frustration? What side does it more tip over to?
Today was such a flip-flop. It's like both. Like, I'm just like, how did I flip-flop that bad, to where I was able to come through that easily in the second moto, right? And then the first moto, I just was stuck where I was at, basically, right? Like stuck in 8th. So it's both, and it's really frustrating when you don't get on the podium.
Yeah, no worries. Well done.
All right, that's it for our post-race press conference 450 class. Thanks to Ken Roxon, Justin Barsha, Eli Tomac, and Dylan Ferrandis for giving us some time. Thanks to the media for the questions. We'll just keep on racing. We'll be at Millville, Minnesota, and Spring Creek next Saturday. We will see you there, everybody, for round 6 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Weege.